Hello, my name is Tia Smith, and I'm a third year MFA student in Dramaturgy and Dramatic Criticism at David Geffen School of Drama at Yale, where I'm pursuing a comprehensive exam titled The Diasporic Dramaturgy of Ntozake Shange's Choreo Poems. Invented in the 1970s by Ntozake Shange, the author of 15 plays, the choreo poem is a dramatic form that blends poetry, song, music, movement, and dance to affirm the lived, racialized, and gendered experiences of Black women and girls. My research in part explores how the choreo poem engenders the healing and reunification of Black people living in the Americas. According to Shange, quote, "The very function of racism is to make us think that we don't have the right to be alive." The choreo poem, operating as a safe space for Black women to convene on stage and in the audience, counters Black women's forced isolation and displacement through its disruption of Western aesthetics, such as linear time, geographic boundaries, and standard English. This past summer, with the support of RITM, I viewed materials regarding Shange's groundbreaking first choreo poem, For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough, located at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. In the archive, I encountered 1975 and 1976 drafts and production scripts of For Colored Girls, rehearsal reports for the original off-Broadway run, and liner notes for the 1976 cast album. Along these materials, I read published reviews, scholarly criticism, and contemporary choreo poetic works such as Alicia Harris's Is God Is and Ryan Calais Cameron's For Colored Boys. In studying the production history and script revisions of For Colored Girls, I now see the choreo poem as a dynamic text that expands or contracts based on the creative, social, and geographic context. Early drafts of For Colored Girls began with a ritual, during which performers danced, suggesting the birthing of themselves. This was used to highlight that Black women must create our own self-images. This moment was eventually cut out by producer Woody King Jr. In 2010, Shange revised For Colored Girls, updating the character Bo Willie Brown as an Iraq War vet and adding the poem Positive to address the disproportionate rates of HIV/AIDS among Black women. And although For Colored Girls is now synonymous with Black actresses due to the casting of its mid-1970s New York productions, one early San Francisco production included Black, Asian, Native American, and white performers. A daughter of the Black arts movement, Shange used the term color to invoke a third world identity. Looking forward, I'm interested in how my readings of Shange's other plays, like Spell Number 7 and Boogie Woogie Landscapes, might complicate my present understanding of the choreo poem's functionality. Thank you. Yes.
Hi. Thanks so much for that. Could you've identified Alicia Harris's Is God Is as maybe an offshoot. Can you identify other influences that Shange has offered, has where her influence has gone in modern drama?
Well, I'm happy to say that the director of Is God Is that I'm working on, Jasmine Brooks, is in the audience. And so we've been talking a lot about the legacy of Black women artists being genre defying. And the scholar Mecca Jamila Sullivan talks about how there is a long tradition of Black women artists fusing multiple genres together. And so that definitely comes out of the Black women's literary renaissance of the 1970s and 80s. And we see that in popular culture today when we think about the body of work that someone like a Solange or Beyonce has produced. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the 2010 revision?
Yes, so the 2010 revision, I believe, sort of coincides with the release of Tyler Perry's film adaptation of For Colored Girls. And what is interesting about specifically A Night with Bo Willie Brown is that has historically been a very contentious poem within Black theater, because many feel that it is a flattened representation of Black masculinity. And so revisiting that poem and sort of making it contemporary, I think Shange aimed to sort of highlight that there are depths to these characters. And specifically, this character is dealing with PTSD. And I think in early readings of the play, specifically by Black male critics in the 1970s, these nuances were ignored. Thank you.